Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Going On. So in the fourth and final installment of this series, a UK barrister talks Prince Harry's upcoming trial. Now we find out if Rupert Murdoch will be testifying at said trial. And just a quick comment with this, we know that Harry wanted Murdoch to testify. I guess Harry believes in his mind that this is some kind of thing from the top. Oh, Rupert Murdoch cares about Prince Harry. Please, give me a break, bro. So this guy, Mark Stevens, let's show his qualifications again. He is an English solicitor specializing in media law, intellectual property rights, freedom of speech, and human rights. So he was asked, what does news group say about the allegation of hacking? What's their defense other than the claim being time barred? Because Harry knew about it for 6 years and he never brought the case forward until he met Meghan. And of course, everything bad starts when that woman came around, isn't it? They say it never happened, Mark Stevens says, that the information came from perfectly legitimate secret sources. Again, the judge will have to judge that. And what we've seen in the past is that judges have looked at each article separately and said, well, you know, on the balance of probabilities, it is more probable than not that this was acquired legitimately from a source, or that this was acquired through phone hacking or some other unlawful means. And that's so why I believe, which is Mark Stevens, that Harry will win some, but not all of his claims, just because it's difficult to displace the burden of proof. Now, we had that last time where Harry won something like 33 claims, remember? But it was out of 75 or some big number like that, so it was literally less than half. And the Sussex squad were trying to say it was a win, and it was not a win. And then Mark Stevens is asked, do we know if Rupert Murdoch or any of his children will testify? And he says, no, they won't be giving evidence. It will focus on the actual journalists and maybe some of the editors that'll be testifying. And he's then asked again because of Murdoch's own testimony and Prince Harry's comment at the Deal Book Summit, which was recently in New York City. How would this showcase a massive cover-up, which is what the client claims, that this is a huge cover-up. And Mark Stevens replies, it's more of a generic issue at trial, but the comment does touch on how normally information from one party is disclosed to the other side. Here is the position from claimants, not just Harry, but all of them, that Will Lewis oversaw the hiding of information, the deletion of emails. That's part of the discomfort he's been experiencing these last few months. And okay, that's great. You know, this Will Lewis guy, but that would be easy to prove. You know, you give people the access to the emails, right? And that's what we were talking about a few months. I think it was not a few months ago. I think that was like last month, maybe 6 weeks, that Harry wanted access to these emails from 5 different email addresses. And so apparently this Lewis guy, Will Lewis, is going to be testifying. And to which Mark Stevens says, no, he's not going to be testifying. He says, I don't think he will be testifying, but he will be mentioned in the dispatches, in the evidence and allegations made up against him. That we oversaw a cover-up or a cleanup, whatever you call it, is something, whether or not the newspaper wins or loses, that's going to raise more questions after the trial.